This is where we're going to watch the solar eclipse from. We were going to go to a place called Olali Lake up in Oregon by Mount Hood. However, it is crowded in there. This is the setup I'm using. It's a lot cheaper than the $200 and some that I was going to be charged for a filter. You see, I took a pair of viewing glasses and I black taped everything over the lens, and now I have a view through the lens. And if we look through here, I think we might be able to just see it in the viewfinder there. If I can get this on there. So yeah, I think you can see the solar eclipse through my viewfinder. And this is the solar eclipse through the glasses with a GoPro. Okay, so the sun is just about to cover. And there it is, GoPro view. Okay, so it is now starting to get dim. See how everything is pretty dim now.
Get ready to look your phone.
It doesn't show the dim on the GoPro because the GoPro is set for auto exposure, and so we'll always try to give the brightest exposure. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's getting really dark now all of a sudden. Should be able to look at the sun with the naked eye here any minute.
I'm behind a tree.
There, now that is cool.
Wow.
Okay, that only lasted a few seconds. Yeah. I didn't. And here they go. Sounds like the crowds are leaving now. Okay, well, we got a successful picture of the eclipse, and this is my makeshift Eclipse filter. I wasn't going to spend the $200 or $300 that they were trying to get for filters at all the different camera supplies. So, a little black tape, a little ingenuity, and it worked out pretty good. And here is what we got. So there is, we'll go through. All right, this is the eclipse from 2017 up on Mount Hood, and it was taken with a DSLR, but it didn't have video capability, so I lined up all the shots, centered them, and sized them to match, and this is the result of that. These are the last few frames before the eclipse, and there it is. You see the halo, and if you look close around the edges, you can see where there are some orange solar flares going on. And so each of these is a next image with a follow-up 3-second close-up of the same image. And so you can kind of get an idea of what happened in 2017. So I shot this with a Canon EOS 5D Mark I, and then I had a 7200 Canon Zoom with a Canon 2X doubler. That is a blood moon there. I just threw it in. These are the raw images, and you can see the moon tracking across the sky. As you can see, I run out of viewing field, so I have to keep repositioning the camera. But that is the path of the sun and moon going over us. So it's kind of interesting how that works. And then these are the pictures of the eclipse again. And that is the 2017 eclipse. Blood moon, close up, and blood moon as it was shot. Now we're going to look at the 2023 annular eclipse that we shot down in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And if you looked close there, you could see a couple of sunspots, and you also see a couple of other objects going through the field. So this is the original shot with an infrared ultraviolet filter, and then you have to recolorize it after the shot, and it filters out a bunch of the erroneous information. Now we're looking at the 2024 eclipse, and we drove about 14 or 1,500 miles to Lake Dardanelle, Arkansas, and had a great time on the trip. We spent just about 2 months on the road, and we spent about a week or more in Lake Dardanelle itself, and then another good week and a half just camping and cruising around Arkansas. And we love Arkansas. It's a beautiful state, lush green. Can't say enough good about it. Thank you, Arkansas, for being so nice and friendly to us everywhere we went. So it's just about to cover the sun completely, and then I'm going to pull. I have a 105mm F22 neutral density filter over the lens, so I have to take that off, and now you can see the sun's corona around the moon, and this time there are plenty of big fiery orange solar flares going on. And so it's just kind of interesting. Gotta bear with me on the shakiness, because the you'll see that the sun is moving across the field of view in the camera, and so I am fighting to hold this lens in position to get a picture of it. So you can see the sun moving across the field there. And it actually goes at a pretty good clip. I'm shooting this year, it was a Sigma Sportsman Zoom Lens with a 150-600 telephoto range on it, and f5.6, and then I coupled that with my Canon 2X doubler, and that gave me 1200 millimeters of power. So I got some pretty good images of the sun this time, and I was using a new Canon EOS 5D Mark IV, so it's a considerably better camera than what I had in 2017. And there you see the sun is just coming around, and there is the diamond as the sun peaks around the moon again, and those are high clouds washing out the light, and there's some neat lens aberrations going on in there too. You can pause and go through frame by frame if you want to look at those. And so here we are, just taking another look at the total eclipse. And you can see the eclipse moving across the screen. And in a minute, I'm going to give the tightest in picture that I can about the solar flares. And I believe that is coming up. It'll come up here in just a second. Okay, that is the tightest shot that I can make, cropping and zooming in on the image. And so it's pretty interesting. 2017, there was not very much in the way of solar flares. And in 2024, you can see that there was a lot of solar flare action. With the annular eclipse in 2023, just a few months earlier, because it was an annular eclipse, you could not see solar flares. But you can see the heat radiance of the sun. And so there you see we've gone back, and I'll be popping the lens, the F22 filter back on. So now we are watching the back end of the eclipse, where the sun is coming out from behind the moon now. So I'll move that. You can see how fast that it tracks across the field of view. So I have to wrestle with the camera constantly to keep the eclipse in frame. But yeah, so the 2017, not many solar flares. 2024, lots of solar flares. And then remember, in 2024, we had the massive auroral displays all the way down to California because of those solar flares. So lots of activity. And there you can see the expenses that we incurred on this trip. And it was an awesome trip. We had a great time. Lots of other videos that you can check out if you want to see some good travel footage. And your support is appreciated. Click a like, make a comment, just some interaction. So there is the 2017 total eclipse. You can just see a little bit of solar flare at the top. And this is the annular eclipse, and these are color corrected. I zoomed in on a section of the diameter there, but this is what it looked like after color correcting it. And because I used an infrared ultraviolet filter, this is what I actually got. And it filters out all the light anomalies and helps me get a clearer image. As you can see, I got some pretty clear information out of the light on the in the camera. So there are two sunspots. You can see a couple of sunspots as the sun was going. The moon is covering some of them now. And that is the 2024 total eclipse. So I hope you enjoyed the video. We had a lot of time making it, and there's the trusty steed that we had a water pump blowout and fuel injectors, and all kinds of things went wrong on this trip. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't be a dinosaur. Participate.